Oh, yeah, I deleted what we had before.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we got like 10 seconds in and then had to delete it. So
We got to keep it real.
yeah, I guess that's true. It is dishonest to record for 10 seconds and then stop.
And then just start it
delete
over again.
Yeah.
People know that life happens. People know that sometimes you have to take a very important phone call.
Yeah, the thing about podcasts that people like is dead air.
Yeah.
Because it becomes...
It's not dead air, though. Well, no, we don't, like... I'm not saying we leave the phone call in real time. We just... There's no dead air when you just cut and come back and go, sorry about that, and then
No, we leave that in because then it's like an experimental art film where during that silence, the listener can sit there and really kind of think about their own life.
Yeah.
And how it applies to the art that we're creating.
Our podcast is like Dogtooth. It's like if Dogtooth was a podcast.
I'm very proud of myself that I'm about to say I don't know what that is. It sounds smart.
It is. It's like a Dogma 95. It's like... I haven't even seen Dogtooth all the way through. I really shouldn't. I can't believe you called me out on this. I only started to watch. I can't remember if it's Lars von Trier or Yorgos Lanthimos, but it's one of them.
Damn. I've only ever seen one Lars von Trier movie. I watched Nymphomaniac back when I was really woke.
The full 2 parts?
The full 2 parts, but not like the 5-hour cut or whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like the 2-part version that was on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I watched that, but I was really woke at the time. So I was like, I can't believe that he's trying to punish this woman for being promiscuous. And now I would probably watch it and I'd be like, man, this rules.
His movies are really bad. They're really...
Oh,
really,
no, they are bad.
They're all
and he's a
terrible.
bad man.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Proud it was really funny. Have you ever seen the interview where he's just like he's like, and at least I know that I have Nazi blood in my... He's like on a panel. I think it was for Melancholia. He's just on a panel and he's just like he's like
They were like, sir, we asked you about the lighting.
Well, no, the best part is he goes, I understand what Hitler was trying to do on some level. And like Kirsten Dunst, just from like the other side of the table, is going, what? She's mouthing, what are you doing? she keeps going, no, stop it.
Damn, that is such a terrifying feeling of, and this happens to me a lot, like on this podcast, in my life, where you're just talking and you realize, oh no one's connecting with this.
Yeah, not at all.
But there's no graceful way to like stop mid-sentence and be like, I'm making a mistake. You have to go the whole way through, or like clumsily shift gears into another topic.
I do know some people who just do that because we have a lot of friends who like there are 2 very different sides of them, and sometimes that I like am kind of at the point where like I know that I believe a lot of things that people in LA find evil.
Yeah, we're in a prison of our own beliefs.
Yeah, and so it's just like, and it's like I'm not even like I am liberal. Like,
Nobody knows what we're talking
Nobody
about.
really knows what we're talking. I mean, well, I think that they can guess. It's just different. But like, I have reached a point of comfortability now where I don't think I was a couple years ago. Where like now, like when I say something that I know isn't ridiculous, that like rubs a lot of people the wrong way, I'm just like, it's fine. If you like.
Or like it's funny to lean into a weird belief. Like it's funny to say like I would like Nymphomaniac now because it punishes a woman. Because obviously that's not my true belief.
Yeah, you don't really think that. Yeah, but like you understand that you're being
my
funny.
instinct now is always the hottest take because I am on the internet all day.
the time.
And I am just my brain is poisoned.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. Oh God, we're less than 5 minutes in, and we're getting so political. It's not even politics because I don't understand politics enough to be political. It's just that, like most of my political issues are me going like, come on.
Yeah,
what are you?
it's like I should be on the show. That's
Yes,
my
it
whole
is. It's
political
like,
belief.
I should be on the show too, but I don't know. But with that whole thing, like I have enough people who tell me that they can't believe that they're friends with me because of things that I say, but then continue to be my friend. It's like, yeah, I think it's because you can probably sense that I'm like
kidding,
a nice, caring person who like when things are serious, I would like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
No, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but it's jokes. It literally is jokes. They don't have to be reflective of like an ideological.
That's the weird thing about having a podcast is then you post it on your Facebook. And then
I know.
sometimes people that you haven't spoken to in years, you'll find out later that they listened to it, and you're like, oh no, I didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know who in my head I wanted to listen to this, but
it'll shock me because I've been like going through. Some of them are really bad. Because I use that feature on Facebook on this day. Do you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
To basically like
time hop thing.
delete all the parts of my past that I don't like. So it's
just
not time
search
hop.
for the N word and then delete everything.
Yeah. No, I never did that.
Obviously.
I was never so stupid. But
That'd be great. It's like on this day in 2016, and you just post the N word 100 times.
man, I did yesterday. There were some jokes where I was just like, "Fucking yikes!" And like some of the people who liked them, I was like, "Yeah," because it was like people from high school who like I didn't even really know, and like that was them checking in with me, and they just saw this horrible joke, and I was like, "Oh, so that's just like."
Yeah, most people don't post jokes on Facebook.
No, they use it for like. I mean, now I just like don't really use Facebook, but they use it for earnest reasons. So it's just insane to imagine. Like I wasn't very popular in high school. I was kind of odd. So like that was their perception of me then. And then they like check in with me and they're like, "Yep, seems about right." You continued on the exact same trajectory of being a fucking insane person. But
Yeah, I feel like that seems kind of yeah. Anytime someone from my past tells me they're aware of my internet presence, I just want to throw my phone into the ocean.
it's bad because like especially like when I was because like 3 years ago, I was operating on like levels of irony online, but looking back at it now, I wasn't even doing it that well. So like, it's like extra diluted where it basically just looked like every day I was posting multiple very unhinged things, and there was no real indicator that any of them were jokes.
That it was a goof. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I remember the first time I ever realized that you can't just post whatever you want on the internet. This was back like I was very bad at writing jokes. Very early into comedy, writing jokes on the internet is hard in its own way. And I posted this joke, which is not good, and I will not defend now. But I said like, my grandpa died doing what he loved, having cancer. And then my friend's mom.
It's not even great.
No, my friend's mom just posted, "Wow."
That's really funny.
Yeah. Man, it's wild how confident I used to be about Facebook. Like now I'll still post whatever on Twitter, but Facebook is for people.
It's a completely different game. The post that I deleted yesterday because like I am obviously making fun of this kind of person, but I don't know. And maybe like looking back at it now with years removed, I'm able to see it the same way people probably saw when I posted it. But this, I can't believe I'm going to say this. You might cut this out later. But the status just
I don't
said-
cut anything out.
Well, the status just said, "Sorry to all," in parentheses, "the brothers out there." But the only thing that ODB stands for, as far as I'm concerned, is our daily bread. Which...
The second half of it was kind of funny.
That's kind of funny. But, like,
Yeah.
why am I talking about ODB in 2014? And then, like, when I looked at the people who liked it, I'm like, oh, yeah, it was, like, 5 of my racist coworkers from Jimmy John's. So it was all the wrong people, like, just thinking that I was earnestly on their side.
I would post things and I'd be like, "Oh man, that got like 30 likes." And then I'd check them. I'd be like, "This is all men."
It's all men. Yeah, it's
100% men.
we talked about this on the last episode, but, like, it is crazy how much my self-worth was just, like, informed by 30 likes on Facebook. It's not good.
Yeah. And, then there's like inflation now.
There is?
Yeah, like I feel like especially on Twitter now, you'll go back and you'll see like classic drill tweets
Yeah.
that have like 1,000 likes, and then you'll look at like something that some college girl posted yesterday and it's like 60,000.
Why is that?
I think just the algorithms are different now. Maybe there's more people on Twitter.
You think so? I thought that people were leaving Twitter.
I have no idea. Maybe like I think they want everybody to be seeing the same tweets now. So I think viral tweets get more likes, but there might be less users. I don't really understand the whole
That's
thing.
so weird.
I'm a big old dummy.
It's
But,
truly bizarre.
All I know is that like sometimes with the time hop thing, you'll see something that you posted forever ago and you'll be like, "I left that online with 8 likes."
Yeah. Well, that's why every day I use it to like strategically delete the bad person that I was.
Well, just delete your whole Facebook, dude.
No, because I still like it for a reason. Like I still like having. Yeah, I like having Facebook. 'Cause
Yeah.
there are some relatives I would just never speak to if I didn't have it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't like I like having it. I don't like using it the way that I was using it.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
that's
You
just
can't be
bad.
like reading it all day.
Yeah,
It's
no,
hell.
can't be doing that. But the Twitter thing's crazy to me. Why is Twitter like trying to inflate the tweet economy like it matters?
I don't know. I think it all changed with the election. They realized like, oh, people are logging on specifically to be mad at Trump
Oh yeah.
and to like read Trump's tweets. So then they're like, oh well, who else can we get everybody mad at? We'll make everybody have to read their tweets.
But then why do they ban people for like tweeting conservative stuff as well? Because this is the whole
Yeah,
like,
that's
the
a good
whole
point.
argument with Twitter. Because like the left and the right accuses Twitter of censorship every time like they censor a left voice. They're like, oh look, Twitter has such like a conservative bias, but then like the conservatives have the same. So like that, I don't. The entire Twitter controversy, I like do not understand what the motive is
Yeah.
at any point.
I don't under. It seems like they're trying to take away. Like online comments are bad. They have always been bad. No good at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like even things like, all right, guys, you're not allowed to tell anyone to die anymore. It's like, why? This is what the internet is.
Yeah, I like kind of. It's such a mixed bag because I know that like my most embarrassing internet moments are me because some people who tell people to die online are very good at it and it's like an art. But then I think
And
you
those people die.
yeah, but I think
You remember that chick who told her boyfriend to kill himself and now she's in jail?
Yeah.
To me, that's just free speech.
But okay, so see, it's actually hard. Like that is actually gray area because like
but I think it's possible. I think it takes a lot of strength to say like that speech is bad and it has caused bad things, but ultimately it should be allowed to happen because I don't want this fucking line being drawn there.
I think that situation isn't the same. Listen, look at us commenting on fucking 2-year-old news. I think that situation isn't the same because of their relationship and like how it was a much more like it wasn't like anonymous. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know. I can't in good conscience.
Nick,
be
have you
like,
ever had a woman that you loved tell you to die?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
It feels so powerful. That is patriotism right there, baby. Free speech.
I don't know. I just the point I was trying to get at is like
I'm trying to think how many women have I loved who told me to die or wanted me to die?
my number's 3.
3. I feel like
And I think that
only
one of
one
them
ever,
wasn't serious.
Yeah, only one of them ever directly told me to die. One said that she was going to die.
Well, there's always you have the relationship where they vacillate, where they threaten that they're gonna die, and then you're like, I don't think that I care, and then they're like, you're gonna die, and then the threats become very tangible and real. I mean, I'm sorry. So one of those girlfriends, when I say she told me to die, she then tried to act upon it, like with an arsenal of makeshift weapons.
Makeshift weapon. Sorry, I don't mean to ask too many follow-up questions.
Not even like you know what I mean. Yeah, I think we all know what I'm talking about. And I don't even like
by we. You just mean me? You just mean me and you?
I think the people can surmise what I'm talking. I was in a very like bad relationship, but also like here's how enlightened I am. I like don't even have necessarily like hatred in my heart for that person anymore because it was just like I was like that was. I don't really identify with my past self, so I'm like, that just happened to some guy who used to be me. I can't dwell on it.
Damn, acid dude.
No, I mean, this was after acid, so that's probably good though.
Yeah. Just imagine if you thought that was the same guy. How would you live?
It's also a thing. Look, it also has like an Enneagram, like kind of. I don't want to get into Enneagram and all that. I don't identify with any of myselves that are like older than 3 months. I just don't. I don't know why. It doesn't feel like me, and that plays back into why I try to delete my past selves on Facebook because I'm just like, who the fuck did this guy think he was?
Recently, I've been feeling more like I think it's because I'm not depressed anymore. I was depressed for a very long time, and right now I very much feel like I'm the same person that I was 5 years ago, but not in the middle.
That's interesting.
Like I feel like I've gone back to like because I was better. I was happier. I was more focused. I could write. I could be productive. I could maintain friendships and be able to like keep my cool and everything and keep everything in perspective. And now I feel that way again. Where in the middle is just this like big gulf of madness that I just kind of want to like erase.
That's interesting. Feeling like you've returned to. I don't identify with that at all. That's so interesting.
Okay, I feel like Lancaster Brendan again because there was Lancaster Brendan. Then I moved to Philly and then just like made every single wrong choice that you could possibly make for 2.5 years. And then I'm here in LA and And I'm like, ooh, it's me again, you know?
Wow.
This
Well,
could just be like a
No, no, no,
coping mechanism to.
I don't. I think that I think that there's probably something to. That's just. It's very interesting to me. What was? I mean, what are the positive traits you identify with Lancaster? Well, I guess you just said them. Like you can maintain friendships and stuff.
And then also just like I felt like I could sit down and be like, oh, I want my brain to create something, and then it would listen to me.
Yeah. Wow.
Where like I don't know, like we've been writing and stuff, and that feels very easy and natural, and it hasn't for so long. And I used to be so frustrated. And I would think, because we were talking about Concerta on the one episode, I'm like, was it because I was on drugs that I was able to write and create? It's like, no, it's probably just because I was like happy and taking care of myself, getting enough sleep.
Wait, what? You were getting enough sleep while you were on Concerta?
Well, yeah, because then it wears off at like
And then you
5
crash hard.
p.m. and then you just crash.
Oh man! Now every time I did Concerta, it didn't wear off till like 3 a.m.
Well, what time were you taking it?
I was taking it late, and I was taking a lot. You
Oh,
said
yeah.
80 milligrams, which is a lot, but I think I was easily doing like triple that.
Yeah, probably.
Oh God!
But you didn't think it was helping.
So don't you? No, it wasn't helping. I was literally just like, oh, this is supposed to be fun, right? And every doctor is like, no, it's not. That's not for fun at all.
No, Concerta is the not fun one that they give you if they think you're going to sell Adderall.
If you, that's funny. If you take enough of it, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I know that because I told the doctor that I had been not taking it after a certain point, or that like I wasn't taking it all the time, and I was like, I don't think I really like Concerta. Can I try Adderall? He's like, nah. If you weren't following the instructions, buddy, you don't get 2 chances. We're not giving you the one that people want.
I guess that's pretty. I think people want Concerta too. I guess that is a pretty
But
smart.
you can't snort Concerta, can you? It has the time release. That's why people like.
You can cut. You can, it's because it's attached like, but you can cut it because it's like. I don't want to reveal all these things. God, sometimes I think about the amount of drugs. I was having this conversation with my friend Marie, who was visiting, because like I think that I think I'm not a burnout by any means, but I was friends with a lot of people who ended up as burnouts, and like when I think
By burnout, you mean what do you mean exactly?
just like did drugs all throughout high school, and then like are still like living in a small town, and like typically like with their parents still like just doing drugs, and that was like my friend group. And I think that I don't even like necessarily give off that image. I'm like, yeah, like I'm a guy from like a suburb in Maryland, but the amount of drugs I was doing and like the intensity of the drugs I was doing, like the types of drugs for a kid who was 18, like there are people who are 60 years old and I like have experiences that they'll never understand.
Probably you really lucked out genetically with not getting hooked on any of that.
I mean, I did. I got hooked on the craziest one to get hooked on, which is psychedelics.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was for yeah. But it's true. I don't think I'm addictive because like even with cigarettes, I have no desire to have more.
Yeah. And like I don't know like what you've mentioned about Coke, like all my friends who
I
like
hate Coke.
Yeah, all my friends who like dabbled in Coke just like became shitty, worse people.
Big
for,
waste
like,
of money,
years.
cocaine. Why would you do that? Why would you spend like $100 on something that you don't feel?
The worst is like watching hipsters do Coke because they're doing it like ironically. They're like, "Oh, isn't it so funny? This is like the Wall Street drug."
Is that how they do it?
That's how my friends did it. They're like, I remember them. I very much lucked out, I think, because the night that all my Lancaster friends got into Coke, I would always black out super early because I would drink faster than everybody. So I just like passed out on the couch at 9, and then at 9:30, our friend Harry showed up with Coke, and he's like, "Guys, we're all trying Coke." And then everyone just like tried Coke around me while I was asleep in the same room. And then the next morning they woke me up and they're like, "Guess what we did last night?" And I'm like, "What?" And they're all like, "Coke." Like it was so funny.
my
And I was
God.
just like, "No." I got so angry.
I remember the party, the first time I tried acid. It was also the first time my other friend tried Coke. And we both had very funny stories. So the first time I think it was like 2 or 3 hits, which is a lot for your first time. And so...
You're supposed to do like 1 hit of acid, right?
Yeah, well, never. I've never done just 1 hit of acid. Whatever. That's what like 4-year-olds do. But I remember. So my friend tried Coke. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to fucking out him. But he tried Coke and he was like, "It's whatever." Was sitting there and then like he like wandered off and then 10 minutes later he just like got up in my face like staring into my pupils and was like, "I feel like Jay-Z right now." Like. so then
That's not even what Jay-Z is known for.
I think he sold coke. I mean, like, just in the sense that he felt like he was like on top of the. Jay-Z is known for being
Successful.
very successful, and cocaine will make you feel very successful. You're just like I just
Maybe I
did
should do
cocaine
cocaine.
successfully.
I've never experienced success.
No, you shouldn't.
No,
you
I-
absolutely should.
I
not.
100% should not.
So that okay. So
No,
then,
it would be. I think the funniest kind of degenerate to be is like the guy who doesn't drink anymore who does coke. It's just like it seems like such a nightmare experience.
yeah, I know somebody like that.
It's just like an illogical way to live your life.
I know. Actually, I know a lot of people who are like coke is like their like they don't drink. They're ex-alcoholics, but they're like coke's not a real drug. That is a real perception.
It's very, very bad for you, and you should not do it. No, I'm never going to try it. But it is funny to just be like, yeah, I'm sober, and then just like your septum is falling apart.
But I did go upstairs, and my friend, I'll just say his name, it doesn't matter. Cameron, his cousins were up from West Virginia, and they had a water cooler full of like moonshine and it still had like sediment and rocks in it, which is like I guess how you know that it's good. But I didn't like that at all, and so they made me drink the moonshine, and then I took maybe it was like two tabs of acid. And I started tripping for the first time, and it was like really, really good. But then I went downstairs, and there was I just remember, I felt like I was in a movie. I was like, I'm in the prime of my life. Like, The Replacements were playing on, the stereo. And then I just turn around to Neil Jones's kitchen, and there's a gas leak, coming out of one of the burners, and they can't stop it. So they're just, drunk and, furiously putting, duct tape over it. And then... And then Neil screamed, "Nobody light any matches!" And I was just like, "Oh no!"
That's one of my main fears with with acid is that I would do it, and then there would just be a house fire or something, and then I would just never be me again.
Well, the worst part was that Cameron's girlfriend at the time, her name was I guess her name was Allie, and she was he was 18 and she was 17. She was still in high school. This was New Year's Eve, so her we were all out on the porch. And it was her father. This guy pulls up to the front of the house, and he's like, "Hey, can one of you kids help me? I'm looking for my daughter." And so everyone got real sheepish. And then finally, my friend Miriam was like, "Nick, I think you need to go talk to him." And I was like, "I do." So just
yes, this is my consequence.
So my pupils were insane. I'm peaking on acid, and I just stride very confidently up to this guy's car. And I go, "Sir, can I help you?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm trying to find my daughter. She's supposed to be home by 11 o'clock, and I think that her friend is at this party." And I go, "Who's your daughter?" And he goes, "Her name is Allie." And I just look back at the house, look at him, look back at the house, and then lean into his car and go, "There's nobody here by that name." And then I just went back inside. And she was
there?
She was in there. And then
so a very clever ruse.
I just didn't know that she was in there, and I was confident that I knew everything about the domain. If I didn't know it, it didn't exist.
You were clearly, if an alley existed in this realm, I would sense it.
I would be aware of her. And so so her father got very upset because a crazy man just implied that his daughter is dead. So then he was banging on the door, and everyone was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, it's some insane guy looking for a girl named Allie." And this girl just pops up from behind the couch. She's like, "Is that my dad?" And I was like, "Oh, are you here?" And then,
it is very funny to be fucked up and confidently interact with the authority.
Yeah,
I remember we would when I was in community college, I would hang out with these kids in Millersville, Pennsylvania, and we had this house. We just called the whole house the port. You know how when you're young, everybody's shitty house has a name.
Yeah,
because you're like, oh yeah, we're making history. You're not. You're just drunk. And we had this house that we all called the porch because we would just hang out on the porch and yell at cars. That was our whole thing. We would just cars would drive by and we would just be blackout drunk, just chanting the make and model of the car. so a guy would be driving, we'd go Jeep Cherokee, Jeep Cherokee, Jeep Cherokee. The people would be rolling up their windows uncomfortably.
That's so funny.
It was our favorite thing. Or if a van drove by with a business on it, we would make up a song
Yeah.
It said like Handy Dan's something. We're like, is that a Handy Dan? No, he's a handyman, and he's driving around town in a Chevy van. And we like kept doing that, and the guy's just like, God, I drive by here every day. Would you guys? Would you guys shut the fuck up, you fucking kids?
It's like you can't but to the people who aren't you guys, like I'm sure initially you can't even tell if they're like making fun of you or if they're just like even more like in a creepier way. They're just really psyched about the kind of car you're driving.
That's the worst thing, and that's happened to me now as an adult. Is I walk by somewhere where drunk teenagers are hanging out, and they just interact with you in a way that they're just like polite, and you're like, I know they're fucking with me.
Yeah. It is. It's like underhanded politeness.
It's like to them, it's funny that they would civilly interact with you.
Yeah, it's funny to treat you like a person.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Teenagers are fucking insane. And I was one of them. But
Yeah.
like they're so mean. They're so mean. Because they don't have like I don't know if they don't have egos yet or they're all ego. Mm-hmm. But it's that thing where like it's the
they're not all people yet.
yeah, well, they have no concept of consequences. And I do sometimes I miss
None at
that.
all.
Sometimes
Yeah.
like because it is true.
Just like you're like, oh, it's Lord of the Flies for this whole decade.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. Well, that whole thing is my mom. Like, I used to not understand, like, when adults be like, "Oh, you guys are teenagers. You think that you're invincible." And now, like, in the past 3 years, I have had like the concept of death has been so solidified for me, and I realized, like, I truly thought I was like a wizard who was going to live for 1,000 years when I was 15. I really thought that. But
Yeah, I remember just thinking like I'm very special and things are going to work out for me. And this was even after I became an atheist.
yeah.
Temporarily, of course.
Lord help us, we are back on our bullshit.
And that bullshit is the Bible.
The Bible.
The damn Bible. My favorite book.
It's a good.
We're sitting next to my bookshelf. There is not a Bible.
It's a good. It is the good book.
It is the goodest book.
We can't.
Of all the books, it is the most good.
I think that the religion thing. I really. This
It's
is the
really
most,
a losing bit.
This is the most controversial part of our whole podcast. And I don't know how to explain that it's not. Like, it's like half ironic, but also like, I'm reading the fucking Bible and it's pretty good. It's like pretty fun. It's a good book.
Yeah, there's there's a reason that it's still in print.
Yeah, it's true. Go, please finish your story.
I was just talking about like yelling off the porch at cars and shit. But I remember like we just became notorious because Millersville is this like tiny college town. Like it's basically just the college and then that's it. And it's outside of Lancaster and that's all the town is. So we just eventually just kind of everyone in the town was vaguely aware that there was this one house where they would yell at you and that you just kind of had to deal with it. We're like, and it was funny because at the beginning of every semester, you could tell when there were like new freshmen because they would walk past and we'd be like, yo, and they'd be like, what? And then we would just say something like, nothing actually funny, but to us it was funny because we were drunk teens. We'd be like, did you know that Korn invented the music genre dubstep? And they'd be like, all right, guys, see you later. And then they and then by the end of the semester, you'd be like, yo, and they'd be like, don't engage with
Don't
them.
engage them. Wait, I want to clarify. Were you younger than them or older than them?
Like the same age. We were
same age.
We were all like
You
20.
just weren't in college.
Yeah.
So you
We'd all just dropped out and we just
so
lived in
you're
this-
just drunk on a porch feeling superior about people who are getting degrees.
Correct.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But I remember, like, we very rarely got noise complaints because it was mostly college kids around us. But the only time that it really happened was like, I was just drunk and I was like in my underwear on the porch and everyone was like chanting something because it became very primal. There was a lot of like weird face paint and like rituals and such.
What?
Yeah, like some dude would like cut himself and write on the walls. It was a very weird place. And
Whoa, you really buried the lead on the most interesting thing about this place, man.
oh, I mean, we all just had like terrible drinking problems and we were all depressed and hated ourselves and it manifested in like weird ways.
Yeah, for sure.
You know that like
Holy shit.
that like small town self-hating hipster thing where you like convince yourself that you're all very special and interesting and
I do know that
Yeah.
thing. I don't know it to the extent that you're talking about.
where people are cutting
Where
themselves
people are
and
cutting
writing on the
themselves
walls.
and naked.
Oh, there was a lot of nudity.
You guys you were like 2 degrees away from just like forming the Manson family.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then like traveling like crusty kids would come through town and stay there, and then things would get like even weirder for a couple weeks. And
you just were visiting.
I
this
didn't live
house.
there, but I would just like go over every day for like 2 summers.
Wow. Did
And-
you ever just like crash there? I had a house where like I would just like kind of stay there.
Crashed there for like 4 days.
Yeah, I miss doing that.
Yeah, we're too old now.
I'm still a big. I think I might have said this on another episode. I'm still a big proponent of sleepovers. Sleepovers are great.
I like sleepovers a lot, but like
We are man children. This is the most man child podcast.
sleepovers are good, but it has to be in a house where like everybody is of the same group of friends.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you just have like one roommate who's like, I don't like
Oh,
this.
well, that
and
was-
and that person is right. That
Well,
person is the correct person.
Well, that person is down the hall from here because like that was when I was still living in this house because there was nothing but when I still had the bed downstairs and like Robert and I would just like
we should explain that because that's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I used to live in the living room of this house, just like it was just like literally a bedroom, just like behind the couch and television with nothing dividing it. And I lived there for a while. But so like when Robert Benfer and Isaac and I would like come back from like being drunk, then we would just like stay up till 3 a.m. just like watching videos of people fighting each other in Denny's, and we would just all
Watching
just, like,
just like dark YouTube.
yeah, watching like as dark as YouTube can get before its live leak. And we would just like drink more and get wings from 7-Eleven and then all just like fall asleep on the floor next to each other. And Robert Benfer's like 30 years old, but it was
Yeah.
still great. There's something nice. I think that like as housing becomes more unaffordable and like people get poorer and poorer, like as the economy gets worse, like we're gonna see.
Now, eventually it'll be like, wow, you have your own bedroom. You must be a millionaire.
I think adult sleepovers are gonna come back in a big way once we become a third world country. I really do.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, you're right. I do miss that. Not drinking makes it kind of like I don't think I've crashed at someone's house that wasn't like in a state different than my own in a long time.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
well, it's like
It's always like, oh well, I can just drive home.
that's true. I don't like doing that though. I like fucking sleepovers.
Sleepovers are fun. But yeah, so we were on the porch and I'm just like in my underwear yelling and the cops pull up and they don't even comment on the fact that I'm like publicly indecent. The cop just like rolls down his window and he's like, "Hey guys, it's Tuesday." And we just like, and we're like, "We're sorry." He's like, "Yeah, Friday, whatever. I know what this is." He just like tries.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's so many wild stories. That was the house that I almost was gay in.
Oh,
I almost got tricked into being gay.
sure.
Yeah, no, just like because I was saying like the crusty kids would come into town. We were like walking to Turkey Hill, and this dude Julian, who was like a crust punk sex worker, like a homeless guy, he's walking and he's just saying out loud to no one like, you know what I would really like to do tonight is like to get someone off. Like not get off myself, but just like, you know, help somebody experiment. And I'm walking like, that's a weird thing to say to no one. And then he like goes on, he's like, you know, like if someone just isn't sure if they're into guys or not, they've always kind of thought about it and they're not sure. And they want to do that with someone they'll never see again, so they never have to think about it if it doesn't go well. I just want to help them with that. And I'm like, this guy's really narrowing
so
this
this guy-
crosshair.
He's already like He's already like trying to like talk you out of. He's like, look, it'll probably be bad.
Yeah, he
but
knows.
at least.
He's like, listen, I am a heroin addict. This is not going to be good.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah.
How did he almost trick you?
Because it's all right. He didn't trick me. This was. Can you relate to this? Being 20 and being like, well, I'm not homophobic. That must mean I'm bi.
I actually can completely relate to this.
Yeah.
Because of one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. So he's going like that, and then his friend Chantel just goes like, Brendan, he means you. And we all stop walking. I'm like, oh well. I guess I have to think about it.
Well, wait a minute. This is so creepy. So, like, how many people were in the group?
Like 8.
And then one of them just announces that they all understand it's a conspiracy to get you to be gay for a night.
Correct.
But then there's like social pressure because they're all probably also like, you're not homophobic, are you? Like,
yes,
that's probably the implication.
That's exactly what it was. 'Cause
Holy
I'm like,
shit,
I don't
dude.
know. They're like, whoa, all right, Brendan. I mean, we kind of thought that you were chill.
Dude, I had that, like, again and again, like this is the thing where like compared to people out here, I must sound conservative, but like I had this thing with one of my very woke friends where like I was on Tinder and I matched with a trans person. I didn't realize they were trans, and when I realized they were trans, I sent them a message. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I would still be down to hang out, but it won't be like a date romantic type thing." And my friend told me I was like fucked up for not having an open mind, and I was like, I'm not interested.
I'm not sucking a dick.
I'm not interested in that. But then her rebuttal to me was like, she's like, that's closed minded. She's like, I date everyone. I would date a man. I would date a trans woman. I would date a trans man.
Gee, I wonder what friend you're talking.
I know, and so like the implication is like it's more evolved to just be, but like I can't control like what I'm attracted to, and also like the double standard of that is like I'm like, all right, well you have gay friends who only date men. Do you berate them for not giving women a chance?
Yeah, well, you see, Nick, being a straight white male is the worst thing you can be.
Like, I don't want to sound like a nut job, but it does feel
No,
like
you don't sound like
it does feel like there's like an undercurrent to the conversation right now that is like it's better to be gay, and it's not better or worse to be gay. It's just different. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know,
I feel like
I believe in equality, so I think that it's all the same. You know, it's all equally valid.
Evil podcast.
Yeah, just because I like to put my white dick into a pussy.
Oh God, please finish your story.
Oh,
I don't think I said anything too off base there,
No.
right? All right.
No, you didn't.
I don't care if people are trans. I just might not date them.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I mean, you know, you're not as woke as I am. I'm open-minded, you know, so, you know, you're basically Hitler, but
I am.
yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, so anyway, so we get back to that house, and we're all just like tensely watching YouTube, waiting for like that plot point to resurface.
Jesus.
And then just like a YouTube video finishes, he's just like, "So can I suck your dick?"
Dude, this is not okay to do to somebody.
No, you know what? I got Me Too.
You're
Reverse.
doing. This is your Me Too.
This
moment.
is my Me Too moment.
You're Me Too, and as we speak.
Yeah, by an evil white man.
Like literally, that guy did. That's a Harvey. He pulled a Harvey on you.
Yeah,
he just
you
like
know?
up front was like, but it was like a reverse Harvey because he was
homeless.
He was offering
So
to suck
he-
your dick. Yeah, that's still bad. You don't want that.
Yeah. I mean, if all Harvey did was ask to eat women's pussies, that would also be wrong.
That would really be a strange. If
That
Harvey,
is a genre of creep, though. The guy who thinks he's a feminist because he eats pussy.
let me please eat your pussy. Like, oh God. I'm having flashbacks to high school, Nick. I just love it. I love eating. Like, it's not bad. It's pretty good, right? But like, being the guy who
Honestly, I don't remember what eating pussy is like.
wow. No, it's good. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't.
If I don't fuck for 6 months, I just like completely forget how it works. Like I remember I was like a year and a half into a 2-year dry spell, and just I had this big sink full of dirty dishes, and just the kind of yeasty bacterial smell in the dishes, I was just like, well, that's as much like a vagina as I'm gonna smell for a while, and I just like got hard. I was very drunk and sad.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You ever get
That's
so lonely
Brendan.
you mistake a sink full of dirty dishes for a woman's pussy?
That got you hard?
No, I think I exaggerate.
That's insane, man. That's really funny.
I can't remember anything in my life. I remember half a story and I fill in the rest. You ever just punch up your memories?
Yeah, you got to be careful because you do it for stand up and then like you think that they're true.
Yeah, you think that's how it happens, then you're just like looking a friend in the eye and telling them lies.
Yeah. Well, but you don't even know. It's like not like it wasn't until I have that with a certain story about like working at Jimmy John's that like now because we've turned it into like a script for a video and I don't actually remember because we had to like when you turn something into like a 10-minute video you have to change things.
Yeah.
And I remember it as I literally remember it because we rewrote the type of person that I was dating, and my memory of it is like me dating a different person than what I was dating when it was actually happening. But to get the point I was getting back to is I completely remember being the guy in high school who was like too eager to declare how much I loved eating pussy, just to be like, look, I'm good, I'm a good boy.
Yeah. Like clearly if I say this, word will get around and then women will know.
I mean, I think it worked a little bit. That's like the most fucked up thing about it. But that is so stupid.
That is a difficult thing about life is that the way that you can successfully get pussy changes as you get older.
Yeah.
So you have to like train a new skill set every 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, like, well, it's
Like I'm old enough now that doing stand up is not going to get me laid from
Right.
now until I'm on television.
yeah, until you're like really
Yeah.
big. Well, I like
So now I don't know what I need. Do I just need to be like a sincere, emotionally available man? I have no idea.
I don't know, man. It's hard in LA. I had a girl who broke up with me, and like the cutting last comment was, she's like, "And you're a fuckboy," and I knew you were a fuckboy when we started dating, and I was like, I don't think I'm a fuckboy. But then I like looked up like on Urban Dictionary like the characteristics of a fuckboy, and I was like, oh, well, like I have been actively honing all of these skills. I just thought that's what you were supposed to do, like. But
Oh yeah, yeah. Women love to throw that word around, fuckboy. Oh, I want to get back to that, but I just want to
sorry, yeah.
finish the story real quick so that we can move on. So anyway, the dude's just like, "Can I suck your dick?" And I didn't want him to suck my dick, but I felt rude. So I was
oh
like,
my god,
I was like, I mean, I don't know about sucking my dick, but maybe we could like make out, and if I like that, then you can suck my dick. And he's like, okay. And I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. Like he was gonna whisk me away to like a different room or something. But he's just like, oh, chill, and then just like puts his tongue in my mouth, and I instantly realized like
Whoa.
I am not gay.
whoa, like with all your friends there,
Yes, like on the same couch as everybody.
dude, like the god, and these were all like crust punk kids, right?
Yeah.
Like the way that they
They're all like, so to them they're like, sex doesn't happen in another room. You just like move off to a different part of the room than people are shooting up.
oh man, it's
Yeah.
so insane. Like, I remember because I was like sort of like in that scene a little in Baltimore, and like yeah, like the staunch like sexual openness where they insist that it's normal, and you're like, it's definitely not
Yeah.
to be doing this like just behind the couch where everyone is sitting.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
no good.
It's not good.
Yeah. My friend John told me that he was once on the set of a crust punk porno, and he said it was the most vile smell you could possibly imagine.
Oh,
Because in
Jesus.
Philly, at one point, there was this thing called there's this like burgeoning porn company, which I'm sure fell apart immediately. Because who would ever pay for crust punk porn? It was called like Fringe Fuckers. It was just like some bald chick sucking like 2 dicks, and
my
like
God.
some dude with like a Prince Albert piercing and like a face tat.
Ugh.
What an unappetizing product.
If I was like if I was living the crust punk, maybe it's not for crust punks, but like if I was living that lifestyle, I wouldn't want to like, I would want porn to definitely be like a fantasy away from my real heroin life. You know, I wouldn't just want to like watch people who are as
That's why so much porn takes place in the shower.
I don't
Is
watch
for
a lot of
those-
shower porn.
Well, there's always like at the beginning, the part that you skip through is like the girl soaping off her tits and shit.
Oh, you skip through that?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I think the whole like having sex with like water as an element is no good, and it never actually works.
No. I mean, everybody knows shower sex is like bad.
I know. I think I'm just too aware of that every time like I see one, because like it literally like takes me out of it, where I'm just like, well, no, they're definitely like that definitely hurts because it washes all the fucking. But yeah, you know, we don't need to be.
What were we talking
Look,
about?
I've had sex before. Okay, I know.
What were we saying? We were on something before we went back to.
We were talking about. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We can just keep. You were reminiscing about like.
Just like being young.
Yeah, being young and making big mistakes.
Yeah.
I had a
and
thing.
we're young enough that our worst mistakes could be ahead of us.
I don't think so. I have really gotten some big mistakes out of the way. Short of like there is still like I guess I could still go to jail. Like there it will be I don't think for a violent crime. I just think like
Just for like taxes or something.
some I don't want to talk about that. Just because like I am like living like basically off the grid and like have been for the past like 3 years, very
Yeah.
intentionally so. And I'm sure that at some point like somebody in the government is like, well, he can't just be.
They'll be like, well, why hasn't he been going to jury duty in Maryland?
Yeah, shit. I wonder. No, my dad would tell me if I got jury duty.
Yeah.
I would go home for jury. That would be fun. I would go home for jury duty. I think I would have to, right? Or do you not have to?
I don't think they pay for your travel.
I'm technically like not a like resident of anywhere. I'm literally off the grid because like all of my
You're
living
not a Maryland
situations.
resident?
I mean, where would I be in Maryland? I don't live there anymore.
Yeah, I guess you don't have an address.
I don't. I truly don't. I mean, like, people can mail me stuff. Like, if I wanted to go get. So I guess, like, yeah, I've got a Maryland driver's license. But I don't live there. So like, I don't think if something happened, I don't think they'd like come out here to get me. I don't
Probably
think anything is happening either. I don't. But I have no way of knowing because I'm just like I've lived my life so dangerously, like, and just like not dangerously, like just like recklessly and kind of loosely that like. I'm sure there are like technicalities like waiting to catch up with me for things that I've done.
Yeah, it could be.
But I don't know. But yeah, no, I've never like I'm not on a lease anywhere and haven't been for a long time. I always just like luck out with living situations.
Damn, I would like to run your credit history and see what it looks like.
Oh, it's so bad, dude. I don't want to do that. My credit they won't give me credit cards.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, it's very wild that I get to run people's credit now.
Actually, I don't know if my credit is bad or if I just don't have it. I think it might be bad.
Didn't you say you had like a credit card or something you never paid?
I had PayPal credit that I was bad about.
Yeah.
So that's probably bad.
So it's bad.
So
Yeah.
it's bad.
So your credit is bad.
How do I fix that?
Well, that has gone to collections most likely.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever contacted you about paying it?
I think I paid it.
Oh, well, if you paid it, then that should help. You would just have to have a bill of some sort in your name that you pay without missing any payments for a long time.
Well,
So basically impossible. I would give up.
late. I just like I don't miss payments. I'm just late with payments.
It's gonna be funny when you make it someday, and then you have to buy a house in cash because no one will give you a mortgage.
I already do everything in cash. I like cash. I like gold and I like cash. I'm literally just like a doomsday prepper, like already.
Yeah. You're just like, well, why don't I just make life hell now, before the event?
I do kind of like think that way.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, that's why I have that sword there. Is because like, what if shit goes down and I need a sword?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good deal.
You need a sword because the event happens. They're not going to be making new bullets.
I love all my DSA friends who are like talking about like the impending civil war, and like, they're all talking about how they're gonna buy guns. It's like you don't know your way.
Yeah.
You're not a marksman.
How about you go camping once?
Go camping once, dude. Yeah, literally all the people I'm talking about specifically, like they hate being outside. It's just like, yeah, you're gonna you think that you're gonna take charge of the wasteland? Get out of your mind.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't mean to say this as if I'm some like great marksman, but it's like shoot a gun once.
Yeah, and you'll know
Man.
like.
Guns are so cool. Should we go shooting soon?
There's a lot of shooting ranges in Burbank. I
Yeah.
would like to. It's been a while since I've shot a gun. Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to go, but they don't let you go alone because they're afraid of what you'll do if they rent you. Like they don't want any.
Really?
Yeah. I checked and you can rent guns, but you have to have a buddy with you. That's the system because they're like, well, two guys aren't going to team up to come here and rent a gun to kill themselves.
I mean, look, I think that's good. I do actually think that that's a good thing to have in place.
That'd be funny, like, because all they do is they scan your driver's license and it tells them if you have any like felonies. Mm-hmm. But really, what they should do is just like you're like, hey, can I rent a gun? And they're like, okay, can we see your last 100 tweets? They look at it. They're like, oh no.
I used to have a joke about if you guys want a hot tip on the fastest way to get kicked out of a gun store, just walk up to the counter with a big smile, and when they ask you what kind of gun you want, just hold eye contact and say a real one, and they will make you leave.
I like that joke. I feel like even if you just walk in and you're like, one gun, please.
I will have one of your finest guns.
Man, when me and my friend Dorian went shooting in Cleveland, the dudes thought we were such pussies immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just, they were not super into it. Well, one, they tell you it's allowed because we asked. I didn't want to just start doing it. I was like, hey, can we film in here? And they're like, yeah, I mean, okay, but why?
Does this video exist?
Yeah. I sent it when I did that fake Netflix trailer where I was like the fake alt-right
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
I sent them footage of me just shooting an AR and then turning back to the camera, like looking over my glasses.
That's really funny.
Yeah, they edited the dude Tom Brink who made it funny, dude. He edited it so that I'm shooting the gun, and with every shot, like text comes down. So it comes down, it just says like PC culture, and then I go,
Holy shit, dude. That's awesome.
yeah. I really want to just like use the footage for something else, like because I feel like it suits
This podcast.
this podcast.
Yeah, we have. That's gonna be. We'll do like a little like.
This podcast comes with a GIF.
We could even just like we could do like a now that's what I call style commercial, and it's just like over you. Now that's what I call takes, and it's just like over you shooting a gun. I don't know. My relationship with
Do you
gun-
think that's the future of comedy? Is like eventually it's just going to be like, do you like comedy? Well, here's 20 people all saying good opinions.
Yeah.
You just get like a minute of like, oh, this is a Chinese guy saying good opinions.
I
Ooh,
don't-
what's the next track? Ooh, it's a
I don't know. I
it's a
think that's
lady.
I think that's the future of like, but I don't even know because it seems like it also does kind of seem like my woke friends are getting kind of sick of it too. Mm-hmm. I think
People
that-
are definitely talking way more openly
yeah.
than they have before.
I think that is like the future of like what the industry is looking for right now. Like that's the comedy that's like being put on Netflix and stuff. But then you obviously have like obviously these guys' actual beliefs are kind of insane. But the fact that like we've seen the birth of like $1 Million Extreme and like even stuff like Matt and Shane and like the stuff that they're doing, it's like it's there. It's there.
Yeah, people.
Nobody's paying for it, or nobody's paying them for it.
But people, they do want content that isn't just repeating
What they already
what
believe.
they already know back. 'Cause I mean, that's just what I miss about comedy is like what I loved when I first got into Patrice is I would be like, holy shit, I don't agree at all, and this dude is making me laugh so hard.
Yeah. Patrice believes some insane. He believed some very insane things. But
Yeah, and then some people take the wrong lessons from Patrice. Like they're like, "Oh, this dude is so smart, and that's why it's funny." It's like, no, he is a very dumb man, and the fact that he was able to get you on his side means he's the funniest person who ever lived.
He's got great. It's really just like charisma. It's like incredible.
I gotta get me some of that.
You got to get you some of that. It is. It's just like it's like incredible charisma. Like he's very logical. He's very like logical in his arguments, but like they're just based in no information at all. It's just like how he feels, and then like following like the logic of that thought. Like it's a perfect line. But if you have like even read some books, you're like, well, no, not absolutely not.
I know. I mean, that's the funniest thing to do is like correctly apply logic to a point that's obviously false.
It's so funny.
It's just like throwing out a wrong answer and then showing your work. Beautiful.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It's my favorite thing to do.
That's so funny. Holy shit. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, I want to get
And
better at
and you
that.
can't do that in comedy anymore. Really.
Yeah, because everybody like everything that you say has to be taken is like now taken as like a thesis of your worldview.
Yeah.
That just sucks. I don't know.
Yeah. And I just want to be wrong.
Yeah, I want to be wrong and funny about it because I'm not writing legislature. I'm just like trying to be silly.
And really, like, I don't think. I remember when years ago, I thought comedy was very important because I thought it could change the world, and it cannot.
Yeah.
For good or bad.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
It's very stupid.
It's literally nothing. And that's why, and like I was the same way. I thought like I wanted to be like a truth teller comic. I was like, my comedy, like people are gonna hear it and and it's like, no, you're fucking delusional. Like people
comedy
just
is
wanna
a
laugh.
hamburger. It is irrelevant once it is finished.
Absolutely. A hamburger.
Yeah.
That's not the only thing that you eat. Yeah, man,
I
I
can't
don't know.
listen. I came up with an analogy in 1 second. For
And
that,
it wasn't very good. It was very bad.
but it was right from the hip.
Sure. Okay.
And I think that the amount of time that you spend forming an opinion should prorate how right you are. So it's like, all right, he was wrong, but he had it right away.
All right. Sure.
No?
Yeah, man, that's definitely a thought that you're allowed to have.
Yeah.
And express.
That opinion as well was quick. My flailing defense.
Yeah, you're spiraling. You're spiraling big time. Mm-hmm. How are we?
Oh, wow. 5 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're doing well.
Yeah.
Leave this in.
I'm not cutting anything.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I also don't want like
closing thoughts?
It's fun. It's just like but I also feel like we were just like equally preachy about like how little comedy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too like
yeah.
navel gazy about like comedy because like it really
Yeah.
doesn't.
And we need to
matter.
put an asterisk like we know that we don't matter.
Yeah.
And that we're in no position to speak with authority about comedy.
Yeah, because I feel like
This is all from the perspective of people who are like outside of
the industry.
of where success is happening, just being like, oh man.
It is. I don't know because like again like with the same like if I truly believe what I'm saying about like comedy like is not so like yeah even my take on it it's whatever if you think that comedy can change the world it's like that's fine that's absolutely what it means to you. My point is there shouldn't be a right one way to do comedy.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to get at.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do whatever you want and don't say that some types of comedy are bad.
Yeah.
Unless it is literally just like, okay, actually, some types of comedy are bad. Specifically, like some of the crazy people at the Burbank VFW. Like that might be the only thing where I'm objectively like, that's bad comedy. But I would never say they shouldn't be allowed to do it.
No. Everyone should be allowed to try comedy at the lowest levels.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, I miss way more than watching people who are good that I don't get to see anymore. I miss open mic crazies from like prior scenes.
Yeah.
I miss Heath the Queef.
Heath the Queef?
Yeah, just this insane meth head who would come to the Harrisburg Comedy Zone and he would have a big bread suit. Like two giant pieces of bread he would wear. He would do all one-liners.
The food bread?
Yes. I'll explain. Okay. So Heath the Queef, he would come his opener would be like, hello, I'm Heath the Queef. Because I always blows it out the box. That was his opener every time, which doesn't mean anything, means nothing. And then he would do one-liners, but very structurally weird. And every like fifth one would be it would be 4 puns and then one that was just like very racist. So it would catch you very off guard.
Jesus.
Because the crowd would get kind of suckered in by the puns, and then he'd be like, what's Obama's favorite part of the White House? All that white trim, yo. And then I would be like, oh.
Jesus.
And then he would put on the bread and he'd go like, I'm the inbred comic. Because
he was inbred.
Yeah, and then he would do a bunch of bread puns, and then he would act like he was overheated, and he'd take the bread off, and he'd go, oh, that's butter. And then he'd be like, thank you.
Oh my God, dude. I don't know. That doesn't sound. I don't think I would enjoy that. I do love people who are just like dissolving on, like mentally dissolving. But Heath the Queef sounds like he'd make me kind of mad.
I don't know, dude. I love him
because
it was such madness that people would be constantly coming up to him. They'd be like, "I love that character that you do," and he just didn't know what that meant. So he'd be like, "Thank you."
Oh fuck. There was a guy in Baltimore. He actually wasn't crazy. He just like didn't go. Did you ever see JoJo Baby?
No.
Oh man, it was great. He would punch every joke with JoJo Baby. I still write jokes for JoJo Baby, like jokes that I would like to hear JoJo Baby tell. Yeah, honestly, the size queen joke I wrote thinking of JoJo Baby. Just like. But yeah, man. I do. I miss that too. I miss like small town, like crazy. Because like the craziest thing about like the crazy people at LA open mics, like people like go, is that they used to be someone. Like they're like you're seeing someone in their tragic decline.
Yeah,
they're crazy at an LA open mic.
Mm-hmm. This is third act for them.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, small town crazy. It's like anything could happen in his story.
Yeah. We're seeing when you see. I don't know. I like some of the LA crazy.
LA crazy is at the end of Raging Bull.
yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah, I watched Raging Bull today. I love how like watching them now. Every Scorsese character is like an MRA guy, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, I guess that's. I guess that's true for a lot of the movies.
Yeah, because he's doing no fap at the beginning because like he can't fuck to box.
Holy fuck! I forgot about that.
Yeah, so he like won't let her fuck him, and then he just like is a cuck. Like
no,
he eventually starts doing comedy. He's the perfect MRA.
It's every Scorsese De Niro character is
an
MRA.
Yeah.
Have you seen Mean Streets yet?
No, not yet.
We should watch. Do I have time to do it? What are you doing later today?
Nothing. You want to come back?
No, I would just like leave later.
Oh, okay.
Because De Niro in Mean Streets is also like a fucking MRA. He's like literally just like a petulant MRA.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Right.
De Niro in Mean Streets is kind of me.
We're at an hour. Let's stop, and then next episode, let's talk about our favorite Scorsese MRAs.
Okay.
That's it.
Bye. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up portfolio showing growth. Fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already. I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady. Now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just